Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I will be showing you how to make this cute purse out of a plastic canvas kit that I got from Amazon. Link to this kit is in my description below. In the kit, you will find the plastic canvas, also 2 rolls of yarn, and a little baggie of all of the different embellishments, and also your 2 plastic needle that you'll be using to basically cross stitch your yarn into the plastic canvas. So you have a metallic gold straps, some hardware to clip the lid of your bags together, and also 2 side hooks so that you can hook the strap onto. Also, they give you this cute little embellishment, like a deer embellishment that you can put in front of the bag, like more like a tassel. I thought that was a very nice touch. All right, let's jump right in. So for starter, make sure you keep this 3 row here empty when we first start with the brown yarn. Okay, we're gonna leave this side empty. And also we're gonna leave the top and bottom empty as well. So left and right, 3 rows, top and bottom 2 rows. Leave those empty. And in terms of the yarn length, we're gonna need about 5 times the width of the bag. So you can do 5 times or 5 times and a half. I found that 5 times was more than enough, but if you like a little give just in case so you don't run out, then yeah, 5 and a half is fine. At the end of it, you're still gonna have plenty of yarn left over. So we're gonna do a single strand. So as you can see there, I didn't double loop it. Okay, so keep it single. And then following this pattern, again, you wanna go 3 from the left and then 2 from the bottom. And then you wanna leave a little tail at the end there, so then it has something to hold on to. And don't worry about the tail poking out. We're gonna hide it as we stitch. So once you go up your hole, you count 3 empty holes over, and then you're gonna put your needle through. And as you can see, as you're repeating this upward, you're gonna find that that little tail is hidden anyway. And you want to keep repeating this until you get to the second to last row. You're gonna flip it over. Now remember, this is your inside, so all the jankiness, all the crookedness goes in on this side, okay? So there you go. I'm gonna snake it in. I mean, you don't really have to do like 5 rows as what I'm doing. You can do 6 rows, whatever you want, but that's pretty much how you're gonna keep your yarn from unraveling. Once that's completed, you wanna snip off the long excess and then take your needle, or you can use, I don't know, some kind of flat object, and then you can kind of just shove in that little piece that's dangling off into the fold of the yarn itself, as demonstrated here. If you haven't gotten those steps yet, trust me, do not worry. You're gonna have to repeat those steps 11 times. So you have to measure the length and then repeat the process. The only difference now is you're gonna start your stitch right there. It's gonna share the same hole as the previous rows. And then once you do that, you're basically repeating the same steps. You're gonna leave a little tail end to have support and security. You're gonna count 3 empty holes over, and then you're gonna go down, and then you're gonna keep repeating your stitches. And remember, we're gonna do this 11 times over. Okay, and once you complete the 11th row, you want to turn over to the shorter side and do the exact same thing except only for 5 rows. And then now we're going to focus our attention to the middle section, and I'm going to highlight those 3 rows right there. We're going to be focusing our next stitch on that section. Again, we're going to do a length of 5 to 5.5 of the width, and then we're going to repeat the same stitch on the center section with the 3 holes. Okay, so now I'm going to grab some of the white yarn and I'm gonna measure it 8 times the width. Once I measure out the width, I'm going to double it up because we want the white yarn to be a bit more fluffier than the brown one. So this is how I would enter it. So when you enter it, you want to go up on the hole that is being shared with the brown yarn. Again, you want to leave a little tail so then it gives security. And then you want to go down on the opposite side with the hole that is being shared with the brown yarn as well. If you haven't seen that clearly, I'm going to demonstrate it again for you to see. So of course, we are going to go up on the shared hole on the right hand side, pull up your yarn, and then we're going to go back down on the hole that is shared on the left hand side. And you want to repeat this all the way down until you hit the second to last row. And to secure your stitches, you want to then again snake it into your existing stitch and then hide any excess that you see once you snip the long tail off. Then you want to repeat pretty much the same process on the other side, and then you're going to hide the excess yarn exactly the same way that you hide it previously by snaking it through the existing stitches. All right, after those stitches, now let's work on the perimeter of the bag. We need to take the white yarn, the fluffy ones, and measure a width of 13 times. So there you go. You want to measure the width of the bag about 13 times. And then you're going to enter it from the corner. Again, leaving a little tail. And of course, when you're using this white fluffy yarn, always double it up. And then you're going to count 3 holes down and you're going to push your needle through. And so just as a point of reference, it should fall in line with the pre-existing brown stitches that you did. So as you can see there, it should be on that same row. This is definitely a labor of love because it is so tedious. I mean, the stitches were quite easy, but it is time consuming. So if you have like a kid's soccer game, if you have something like maybe you're watching like a Chinese drama or a K-drama or something, and you just want something to kill time while you watch it, this is a perfect craft for you. And also the nice thing is at the end you end up creating something that's very useful, and you can give it out as gifts for either birthdays or even Christmas, because you know that is right around the corner. And as a rule of thumb for this kind of project, anytime you have a long excess, all you have to do is snip it and then tuck it. So snip it and tuck it. That's all you need to remember to hide any imperfections that you end up with when you're working on this project. That's why I found these fluffy yarn. They're very forgiving. I think that's the reason why it was included in this kit. To complete the remaining 2 sides of the bag, you're going to need a string that is about 8 times the length of the plastic canvas. So once you have the string, you're going to thread it up just like you did previously. It's going to be double string as you can see here. And you're going to go up on the empty hole on the right and then back down on the shared hole on the left. So as you can see there, and you're going to keep repeating the same thing all the way down until you have met with the other side of the white strings. All right, moving on to the next step, you're going to measure the brown string about 8 times the width, and then you're going to repeat the same thing this time except on the side panels. So on the side panel, you're going to leave a little tail and you're going to go up on the side. You're going to count 3 boxes over and then you're going to go down that hole. Keep repeating this to the end, and then again we're going to snake the ending string right through. We're going to snip it and then we're going to tuck it. Pretty much it's the same principle, guys. Just keep repeating it over and over and over again until you have your desired effect. And I really like this snip and tuck method. This allows you to have like a very seamless look, so you don't have strings poking out all over the place. So once that is done, you want to repeat the same thing on the other side. And then once that is done, you want to do the exact same thing on the other flap as well. Okay, the end is near. We are finally done with stitching all of our canvas sides. Now we're going to need to measure the length of a string to basically assemble the entire thing together. So you're going to need a fluffy white string of 6 times the length of the plastic canvas. And then you want to fold up the short end and then align it with the side flap. Once that's done, you want to snake in your string into one of the existing stitches that you did previously. Once you snake it in and you kind of hide your tail, now you can go ahead and kind of do a loop stitch on the side of the bag to one, hide the plastic piece, and also a way to keep your bag stitched together. Just a bit of advice on the corner itself, try to maybe do a double stitch. And when you first pull it through, don't yank it too hard because you're just going to yank the entire thing off. So just go easy on the first stitch, and then after that you can just yank pretty good so that your stuff is nice and secure and tight. So yeah, at the corner, try to do it twice. And then once you go to the other corners, repeat the same thing. They give you plenty of strings, so you have more than enough strings to complete your project. Even if you're doubling over a certain stitch or even tripling over some stitch, you'll have plenty of yarn left over. So I'm going to keep repeating this kind of loop stitch. I don't know what the terminology is, but yeah, the loop stitch, you want to continue doing this all the way around to your bag so that it becomes the shape of something that looks like so. And if you have excess string when you get to the top part, keep going and keep looping because the goal is to hide any plastic that is poking through. Once you complete your stitches or that you're running out of yarn, just snake it through the stitches that you already created, and that will allow you to hide whatever's left. Another way that you can hide the little tails that are remaining is that you can snake a new string right into your project, into the area that you're currently working or where you left off. And then by doing this, you can hide the tail of the new string. And then using this new string as you're looping it through, you can hide the old string that is kind of just hanging out. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm snaking it through. Careful not to pull it all the way through because it's just going to fall off, right? And you just got to be careful with tightening the first stitch. But after the second or third, you can pull as tight as you want to ensure that everything is secured in place. So as you can see here, I put it through, and the first stitch I'm going to be a little bit light-handed because I don't want to pull the string through, and then I'm going to hold the old string pretty taut so that it doesn't bulge up or poke through this new stitch that I'm going in with. And then after the first stitch, you can go ahead and pull as tight as you need. Once you have all your stitches completed, let's start working on the hardware. We're going to install the closure clasps first. So you're going to insert one side of the clasp into the flap, I guess, the lid. And then you're going to close the clasp. You're going to close the prong, but make sure you close the prong so that it's under the stitches that you made. So I use this little tweezer thing here, but I mean, you're free to use whatever it is that you may need. I have a long nail, so it was kind of hard for me to, you know, press it down nice and flat. So I'm using this tweezer in the back end of it to kind of help me flatten down the prongs so that it's not poking up. Because these prongs are pretty sharp, so you want to make sure that it's pressed flat down and under the stitches so that it doesn't get caught anywhere and doesn't end up cutting you as well. You want to repeat the same thing for the remaining 4 closure clasps and also the deer embellishment that was included in the kit. So you put the prong through and then you press it down nice and flat and keep it under the stitches that you've created. Next up, I want to show you guys how to stitch in the side handles. So you're going to measure a short cord of the brown yarn, and then you're going to snake it up. That way you can hide the tail string of your stitch. And once you pull it through and that tail is hidden, and don't pull it all the way through just like I did. See, this is the reason why I kept telling you guys don't pull too hard when you first do it. It's because you're just gonna pull it all the way through and it's just gonna keep coming out. So pull it sparingly. And then once you do that, you're gonna put on your side clasps, and then you're gonna stitch it right through. And I think you're gonna need about like what, 3 stitches. So you're gonna go in and then you're gonna go back out. And it doesn't really matter which hole you choose, just, you know, go through one that's basically the approximate area of where you want this side hook to be. I usually try to aim for about like what, the 3rd or 4th stitches down from the top, but I mean you could do whatever it is that you want. So you want to keep continuing this stitch until your side handle is pretty secure, because this is where your shoulder strap is going to be attached to. So you're going to repeat the exact same thing on the other side as well. When you're completed, you're just going to snake through your tail, and then you're going to snip the end and tuck it in just like we did with all of our other stitches. If you have made it thus far, guys, you are almost done with this bag. Thank you so much for bearing in there with me. This is one of those longer videos that I'm making because this bag, it did require some work. It was not hard. By any means, it was not hard. It was just tedious. I mean, this is pretty much the same thing as any other kind of knitting or embroidery, right? So it does require time, but it's very, very easy, especially with the type of yarn that is in this kit is very forgiving. So once you're done with your side handle, all you have left to do is connect your shoulder straps, and there you go. You are ready to rock and roll this bag. Guys, this bag is so cute and it's so soft to the touch. And better yet, this was a DIY project from you. So I can't imagine if you were to make this for somebody as a gift. I think it carries a lot more meaning than just to buy something. And on top of that, it is very cute and super affordable. So with that in mind, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And this is what she looks like when you're wearing her. So cute. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. All right, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.